Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning and warm regards to everyone present. First and foremost, I express my praise and gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala for the opportunity granted to me, allowing me to present the outcomes of my thesis. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Professor Dr. Puji Wahono SMSI and Mrs. Nadia Fadila F. SPD MPD as my supervising professors. They have patiently guided and assisted me throughout the preparation of this thesis. And allow me to introduce myself. My name is Alfi Lutfiani, a student from the Office Administration Education Program. On this occasion, I am honored to present the findings of my thesis titled The Effect of Flipped Classroom Learning Model on the Learning Outcomes of MPL-based students SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta with Self-Directed Learning. Research background. The position of teachers in the world of education is at the forefront and central to the implementation of the learning process. Therefore, in relation to the performance of teachers, total commitment and dedication are required as educators who shape human research. In reality, there are many issues related to the teaching methods perceived by students. One of them is the lack of interactivity among students in learning, where students feel that teachers talk more than they provide opportunities for active participation by students. From the previous explanation, I conducted a pre-research study involving 40 respondents and extracted several statements related to the previous explanation. The first statement is that students find it difficult to explain the material presented by the teacher. Based on the results of the pre-research, 55% of students agreed, 30% were uncertain, and 15% disagreed. It can be concluded that students find it difficult to explain the material previously presented by the teacher. Next, the second statement is that students often face difficulties in understanding learning materials at home. From the above research results, it is shown that 75% of students agreed, 12.5% were uncertain, 10% disagreed, and 2.5% strongly agreed. Hence, it can be concluded that many students often encounter difficulties in understanding learning materials when at home. And the last statement is that students feel assisted with digital learning resources while studying at home. The pre-research results indicate that many students feel assisted with digital learning research while studying at home, with 65% choosing strongly agree, 27.5% choosing agree, and the rest being uncertain or disagree. Based on the conducted pre-research, there is a need for further study that specifically examines the low learning outcomes of SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta students. This is necessary to gain a clear understanding of the factors contributing to the low learning outcomes of students. And following the pre-research, I examined the factors influencing students' learning outcomes. The main factors include that the learning model, talent, and school environment. Data shows that the learning model, talent, and school environment are the most influential factors contributing to 21% of learning outcomes. The second factor is motivation at 19%, while interest has a percentage of 18%. Based on the initial observation of these factors, the research focused on the learning model variable to investigate its influence on students' learning outcomes. There are various learning models that teachers can use, one of which is the flipped classroom learning model that leverages technology to enhance learning outcomes with student self-directed learning. Based on the background of the issue, the researcher can outline the problem to be formulated as follows. First, is there any influence of the flipped classroom learning model on the learning outcomes of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? Second, is there any influence of the flipped classroom learning model on the self-directed learning of MPL-based students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? Third, is there any influence between high and low self-directed learning on the learning outcomes of MPL-based students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta? And by specifying the formulated issues, this research aims to first to determine the influence of the flipped classroom learning model on the learning outcomes of MPL-based students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. And second, to determine the influence of the flipped classroom learning model and the self-directed learning of MPL-based students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Third, to determine the influence of high and low levels of self-directed learning on the learning outcomes of MPL-based students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. And then supporting theory, learning outcomes with variable Y. Learning outcomes are the results of the learning process that reflect change or development in students, understanding, skills, and behavior after they have engaged in learning activities. Assessment of learning outcomes can be conducted from both the students and teachers' perspective, focusing on cognitive or understanding, affective or emotional, and psychomotor or physical skills aspects. Learning outcomes also serve as indicators of a student's success in mastering specific subject matter or field of study. According to Widianto, factors in learning outcomes consist of internal and external factors. Internal aspects refer to factoring originating from within each individual, including psychological element, psychological the overall physical condition, and musical strength reflecting the overall body fitness that can influence students' motivation and dedication in facing learning materials. Conversely, psychological aspects and crucial factor affecting both the quantity and quality of education, including elements such as intelligence, behavior, talent, attention, and motivation. And then external factors can be divided into two types, social and non-social environments. Social environment includes the family environment at home, school, and the community in general. And non-social environmental factors involve considerations such as school buildings, design and conditions, home environment, learning materials, prevailing weather condition, and student study schedules. According to Morin, Fauha, and Rossi, indicators in learning outcomes consist of cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. Cognitive, affective, and psychomotor domains. First, cognitive domain covers aspects such as knowledge acquisition, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Second, affective domain involves attitudes, values, and beliefs that are integral parts of behavioral change and decision making. Third, psychomotor domain involves the development of practical skills, fine and gross motor skill, and the enhancement of abilities applied in various tasks. Then the flipped classroom learning model as variable X. Flipped classroom is a learning strategy that differs from conventional methods. In this approach, students study the material at home before the class begins, and in-class activities are more focused on text discussion or problem solving related to the material that has not been fully understood. This approach combines self-paced online learning with face-to-face classroom interaction and can utilize various teaching methods. The indicators in the flipped classroom learning model, as described by Nasution and Harahap, are detailed as follows. First, students are required to watch a video at home Teachers provide a YouTube video link for students to study at home. And then second, in class learning, during the class, the teacher can divide students into several groups. Third, facilitating discussion. Subsequently, students can engage in discussion and ask questions to the teacher regarding the watched video. Fourth, conducting quiz or tests. Teacher can administer quizzes at the end of the lesson to assess how well students comprehend the provided material. Next is self-directed learning as variable Z. Self-directed learning is an individual's capacity to engage in learning independently without external assistance by taking full responsibility for setting goals, determining learning approaches, and assessing learning outcomes. This reflects confidence in an individual's ability to complete tasks independently and overcome challenges that may arise during the learning process. Factors affecting self-directed learning, according to Sugianto, consist of internal and external factors. Internal factors refer to intrinsic learning influencing a student's learning autonomy. These factors include discipline, self-confidence, motivation, and responsibility. External factors encompass extrinsic elements influencing a student's self-directed learning from external sources. These factors include cultural tradition, societal influence, and environmental condition. Furthermore, indicators of self-directed learning, according to Vivi and Darmawanti, are as follows. First, students are able to present learning materials. Second, student group learning materials. Third, students solve problems related to the material. Fourth, students provide solution to problems. The next topic for my research is fundamental of office management and business service, specifically focusing on the sixth element, which is office technology, equipment, and application. Office work encompasses all activity of employees in line with their duties and responsibilities in providing service to organization or institutions to achieve organizational goals. Here are the types of office equipment and supplies in the workplace. First, types of equipment for typing work. Typing is the most frequently performed task related to document creation and written communication. Even sending written message through mass media, which is almost done every day nowadays. And second, types of equipment for calculating work. This type of work requires tools such as money counting machines and calculators, both digital and manual. Third, types of equipment for checking work. Equipment needed for checking includes numbering, dating, labeling, stamping, fingerprinting, laser scanners, thermal guns, CCTV, and other equipment required to inspect various work processes. Fourth, types of equipment for filling work. Equipment used for filling work involves computer, smartphones, external data storage devices such as flash drives, memory cards, disks, and others. Fifth, types of equipment for telephoning work. This type of work required equipment such as telephones, smartphones, computers, and other electronic media used in direct communication, such as LCD screens, microphones, and other tools. And then six, types of equipment for duplicating work. Equipment used for duplicating digital documents include computers or laptops and smartphones with internet connections and suitable applications. Meanwhile, manual document the duplication task can be done with manual copying machines. Seventh, type of equipment for mailing work. The task of sending letters has become more practical and fast due to electronic mail. Office mailing activities are not limited to sending letters but also include sending various documents, a practice now commonly done by almost every office or institution through courier service. Additionally, there are various types of office applications, including a word processing application such as Microsoft Word and Google Docs, spreadsheet application including Microsoft Excel, Google Sheets, and Lotus 123, presentation application like PowerPoint, Google Slide, and Canva, and then database applications such as Microsoft Access, graphic design application like Adobe Photoshop and Adobe Illustrator, scheduling applications including Microsoft To Do, Google Keep and Calendar, correspondence applications such as Microsoft Outlook, Gmail, and Yahoo, web browsing applications such as Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox, and others. First, influence of the flipped classroom learning model on learning outcomes research. Walidah 2020, variable X, Y. Conclusion, based on the analysis, it can be concluded that the flipped classroom learning model has an influence on students' learning outcomes. This is attributed to the advantage of the flipped classroom model, where students can independently grasp the concepts of the subject matter by watching instructional videos provided by the teacher at home. Second, the influence of the flipped classroom type of blended learning model on student self-directed learning, researcher Abroad 2023, variable X and Z. Conclusion, the significant impact on self-directed learning is evident through the implementation of the blended learning model known as the flipped classroom. This impact stems from the unique features of this model, where learning materials are presented online before the actual class session. Third, the influence of self-directed learning on students' learning outcomes in online learning. Researcher Wiryani 2021, variable Y and Z. In conclusion, self-directed learning reflects a student's ability to engage in learning activities voluntarily and without external pressure. Self-directed learning plays a crucial role in improving academic learning outcomes. Therefore, the research results indicate a significant positive relationship between self-directed learning and academic achievement. Fourth, the influence of the flipped classroom method assist by Schoology on student learning outcomes in terms of self-directed learning. Researcher Najia 2021, variable X, Y, and Z. Conclusion, the research results indicate that there is no relationship between the flipped classroom teaching method and students' self-directed learning in influencing students' learning outcomes. This discrepancy may be attributed to students' dishonesty or negligence while filling out the questionnaires. These discrepancies affect the results, which should have shown a connection between the flipped classroom teaching method and students' self-directed learning in determining students' learning outcomes at SMP Muhammadiyah 5 Surabaya. And then theoretical framework. Learning outcomes reflect students' achievement in knowledge, skills, and attitudes acquired through the learning process. Learning models, such as the flipped classroom, as stated by Anggia 2019, play a crucial role in shaping students' learning outcomes by activating students' engagement. Recent research conducted by Fatimah 2022 indicates a positive influence of the flipped classroom learning models on students' self-directed learning and learning outcomes. However, other studies Najia 2021, Carlina 2023, and Tolib 2022 suggest that the impact of the flipped classroom learning model on learning outcomes depends more on the level of students' self-directed learning. Thus, it can be concluded that the flipped classroom learning model can be influenced by learning outcomes with self-directed learning. Alright, based on the problem formulation, literature review, and previous research presented, the hypothesis proposed in this study is as follows. First, the flipped classroom learning model has an influence on the learning outcomes of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. And second, the flipped classroom learning model has an influence on the self-directed learning of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. And then third, there is an influence between high and low levels of self-directed learning on the learning outcomes of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Okay, next, research methods. Time and place of the study. The research will be conducted in the second semester of the academic year 2023-2024. The timing of the research is chosen based on consideration, and the period is deemed effective for the researcher to carry out the study. The research will take place at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Research method. This research adopts a quantitative approach using the quasi-experimental method, aimed at assessing the impact of a specific treatment. The study involved two groups, the experimental group and the control group. The experimental group undergoes the flipped classroom learning model, while the control group follows traditional teaching methods. And then the research design employed in this study is the non-equivalent control group design, which is a type of quasi-experimental research design like the pre-test, post-test control group design. And then population and sample. Alright, the population comprises 72 students in the 10th grade of MPLB, divided into two classes. 10 MPLB 1 consists of 36 students and 10 MPLB 2 consists of 36 students too. Data collection techniques. Data collection in this study involves the use of learning outcomes, tests or pre-test and post-test, and a self-directed learning questionnaire. And then data analysis technique. Data analysis techniques involve the use of SPSS or statistical package for the social science, comprising tests for normality, homogeneity, and then hypothesis. The normality test determines whether the data is orderly or not by evaluating the normality of the examined variables. The Kolmogorov-Smirnov or KS test with a significance level alpha 0.05 is the normality test used in this study. The homogeneity test aims to demonstrate that variations between the compared samples are not significantly different. To assess the homogeneity of variation, the Levin test is used with a significance level of 0.05. Hypothesis testing is conducted with the goal of providing evidence supporting the hypothesis that there is a difference in learning outcomes with the self-directed learning of students in the experimental and control group regarding the implementation of the flipped classroom learning model. Hypothesis testing can be carried out using parametric statistical tests, namely the pair sample t-test and then independent sample t-test. The pair sample t-test is a parametric test aimed at testing significant mean difference between two related or dependent samples. The independent sample t-test is a parametric test that evaluates significance mean differences between two independent or unrelated samples. This research was conducted at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta, involving 72 students from the 10 MPLB class in the academic year 2023-2024. Participants were divided into two classes, namely the experimental class and the control class. The experimental class at 10 MPLB1 received treatment using the flipped classroom learning model, while the control class 10 MPLB2 use the conventional learning model. The data description indicates that the total number of respondents in the study is 72 people. Based on gender, there are 13 male respondents and 59 female respondents. Meanwhile, the number of respondents based on class is 36 students each, 50%. And then data profile flipped classroom learning model. The initial stage involves dividing the 10 MPLB class into two groups, namely the experimental class, which at 10 MPLB1, and the control class 10 MPLB2. The experimental class received treatment in the form of implementing the flipped classroom learning model for the office equipment and application technology subject. The implementation of the flipped classroom learning model is carried out through a series of steps, including first, watching or studying instructional videos at home or e-learning. Second, asking questions. Third, engaging in discussions. Fourth, assigning tasks or quizzes. And fifth, evaluating the learning process. And then student learning outcomes data profile. The pre-test learning outcomes data obtained that in the experimental group there were 36 participants with the lowest score of 4, the highest score of 22, a mean of 16.56, standard deviation of 3.737, and variance of 30.968. Meanwhile, in the control group, there were also 36 participants with the lowest score of 8, the highest score of 26, a mean of 15.31, standard deviation of 4.091, and variance of 16.733. The post-test learning outcomes data obtained that in the experimental group where there were 36 participants with the lowest score of 15, the highest score of 30, a mean of 24.72, standard deviation of 3.685, and variance of 13.578. Meanwhile, in the control group, there were also 36 participants with the lowest score of 10, the highest score of 29, a mean of 19.92, and then standard deviation of 4.735, and variance of 22.421, and then self-directed learning data profile. The self-directed learning questionnaire data obtained that in the experimental class, there were 36 participants with the lowest score of 69, the highest score of 114, a mean of 89.33, standard deviation of 11.399, and variance of 129.943. Meanwhile, in the control class, there were also 36 participants with the lowest score of 65. The highest score of 110, 110, mean of 81.33, standard deviation of 11.329, and variance of 128.343. And then instrument test. Okay, based on the table presented, the validity test results for the learning outcomes test instruments show that out of 30 items, all are considered valid. Meanwhile, for the self-directed learning questionnaire instrument, out of 30 questionnaire items test, 25 items are considered valid and 5 items are dropped or not valid. The validity test calculation for the learning outcomes instrument and self-directed learning questionnaire were conducted using Microsoft Excel. Next, based on the reliability test of the learning outcomes, test instrument, and self-directed learning questionnaire calculated using Microsoft Excel, it is concluded that both the learning outcomes test and the self-directed learning questionnaire instrument have a high level of reliability. And then normality test. First, normality test for pre-test and post-test in the experimental class based on the data analysis process using SPSS V26. The results of the normality test can be seen in the output table test of normality in the Kolmogorov-Smirnov column. The significance value for the pre-test in the experimental class is 0.56 is greater than 0.5, and for the post-test in the experimental class, the value is 0.55 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the data are normally distributed. Second, normality test for pre-test and post-test in the control class based on the data analysis process using SPSS V26. The results of the normality test can be seen in the output table test of normality in the Kolmogorov-Smirnov column. The significance value for the pre-test in the control class is 0.200 is greater than 0.05, and for the post-test in the control class, the value is 0.200 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the data are normally distributed. And then third, normality test for self-directed learning in the experimental and control classes based on the data analysis process using SPSS V26. The results of the normality test can be seen in the output table test of normality in the Kolmogorov-Smirnov column. The significance value for self-directed learning in the experimental class is 0.132 is greater than 0.05, and for self-directed learning in the control class, the value is 0.09 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the data are normally distributed. And then fourth, normality test for post-test learning outcomes with high and low self-directed learning categories based on the data analysis process using SPSS V26. The result of the normality test can be seen in the output table. Test of normality in the Kolmogorov-Smirnov column. The significance value for learning outcomes with the high self-directed learning category is 0.085 is greater than 0.05, and for learning outcomes with the low self-directed learning categories, the value is 0.200 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the data are normally distributed. And then homogeneity test. First, homogeneity test for learning outcomes in the experimental and control classes. From the SPSS V26 data analysis results above, it can be seen from the output table test of homogeneity of variance in the row based on mean. From the data, it is observed that the significance value or SIG for based on mean is 0.073 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the variance of learning outcomes in the experimental class and the control class is the same or homogeneous. Second, homogeneity test for self-directed learning in the experimental and control classes. Okay, based on the Levens test results, the significance value for the self-directed learning questionnaire in the experimental class and the control class is 0.991 or SIG is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the self-directed learning questionnaire in the experimental class and the control class is homogeneous. Okay, third, homogeneity test for high and low self-directed learning on learning outcomes based on the Levens test results. The significance value for the learning outcomes in the high and low categories is 0.716 or 6 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, it can be concluded that the learning outcomes in the high and low categories are homogeneous. Okay, next, hypothesis tests. First, hypothesis testing with paired sample t-test for the experimental class. Based on the paired sample t-test results for the learning outcomes test in the experimental class, a significance value of 0.000 or SIG is less than 0.05 was obtained, indicating a significant difference between the pre-test and post-test in the experimental class. And then second, hypothesis testing with paired sample t-test for the control class based on the results of the paired sample t-test on the learning outcomes test in the control class. Significance value of 0.000 or SIG is less than 0.05 was obtained, indicating a significant difference between the pre-test and post-test in the control class. Therefore, it can be concluded from the above results that there is an improvement in learning outcomes between the pre-test and post-test scores in both the experimental and control classes before and after the learning process. Okay, third, hypothesis testing for pre-test learning outcomes with independent sample t-test. Based on the calculation process of the independent sample t-test using SPSS V26 as described above, it can be seen from the output table. Independent sample test in the equal variance assume Row the significance value sig-to-tailed is 0.18 is greater than 0.05. Therefore, based on the t-test criteria using SPSS V26, it can be concluded that H0 is accepted and H1 is rejected. This means that there is no significance difference between the pre-test scores of the experimental class and the pre-test scores of the control class. And then fourth, hypothesis testing for post-test learning outcomes with independent sample t-test. Based on the calculation process of the independent sample t-test using SPSS V21 version V26 as described above, it can be seen from the output table independent sample test. In the equivariance assume, though the significance value sig-to-tailed is 0.000 is less than 0.05. Therefore, based on the t-test criteria using SPSS V26, it can be concluded that H0 is rejected and H1 is accepted. This means that there is a significant difference between the flipped classroom learning model and the conventional learning model on the learning outcomes of students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Alright, and then fifth, hypothesis testing for self-directed learning with independent sample t-test. Based on the calculation process of the independent sample t-test using SPSS V26 as described above, it can be seen from the output table independent sample test. In the equivariance assume that the significance value sig-to-tailed is 0.004 is less than 0.05. Therefore, based on the t-test criteria using SPSS V26, it can be concluded that H0 is rejected and H1 is accepted. This means that there is a significant difference between the flipped classroom learning model and the conventional learning model on the self-directed learning of students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Next, sixth hypothesis, testing for learning outcomes with high and low self-directed learning categories using independent sample t-test. Okay, based on the calculation process of the independent sample t-test using SPSS V26 as described above, it can be seen from the output table independent sample test. In the equivariance assume, the significance value or sig-to-tailed is 0.000 is less than 0.05. Therefore, based on the t-test criteria using SPSS V26, it can be concluded that H0 is rejected and H1 is accepted. This means that there is a significant difference between high self-directed learning and low self-directed learning on the learning outcomes of students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Next, discussion. Okay, first the influence of the flipped classroom learning model on student learning outcomes. Based on the results of normality and then homogeneity and then hypothesis test, it can be concluded that the flipped classroom learning model has an influence on students' learning outcomes. These findings are consistent with previous studies conducted by Walidah 2020, Humairah 2020, Rusnawati 2020, and Anjom Soa 2022. The influence of second, the influence of the flipped classroom learning model on self-directed learning. Based on the results of the normality, homogeneity, and hypothesis test, it can be concluded that the flipped classroom learning model has an influence on students' self-directed learning. These findings are consistent with previous studies conducted by Listianti and Rahim 2022, Tolib 2022, and then Abroad 2023. Next, the influence of high and low self-directed learning on student learning outcomes. Based on the results of normality, homogeneity, and hypothesis test, it can be concluded that there is an influence between high and low self-directed learning on student learning outcomes. These findings are consistent with previous studies conducted by Soliha 2020, NWS Putri and Wardika 2020, Najia 2021, Hidayat 2021, and Susmariani 2022. Next, the last is conclusion. Based on the findings and analysis regarding the influence of the flipped classroom learning model on the learning outcomes of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta with learning independence, the following conclusions can be drawn. First, the results indicate that there is a positive and significant influence of the flipped classroom learning model on the learning outcomes of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Therefore, it can be concluded that the use of the flipped classroom learning model is effective in improving student learning outcomes. Second, there is a positive and significant influence of the flipped classroom learning model on the self-directed learning of MPLB student at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Therefore, it can be concluded that the flipped classroom learning model is effective in enhancing students' self-directed learning. The last, third, there is a positive and significant influence of high and low levels of self-directed learning on the learning outcomes of MPLB students at SMK Negeri 16 Jakarta. Therefore, it can be concluded that the higher the level of student self-directed learning, the higher the learning outcomes achieved. That concludes the explanation I have presented regarding the results of this thesis. I would like to express my gratitude for the attention and time given by all attendees. In concluding this presentation, let us always be grateful by saying Hamdalah, Alhamdulillah, for the blessing and opportunities granted to us. May this thesis receive support and be a good starting point towards a beneficial research journey. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.